Right, so sorry for any small technicalities. As you know, this is a world of tech and things do happen from time to time, but I'm glad to say we're back on the set, live streaming from J Bright Media Studios all the way from London. And today I've got my amazing classmates from, is it 1990 set?
1996, yeah, from
Great Yabao.
Yeah, exactly.
And today we're in conversations with the famous international artist Albert Ohams, artist, cartoonist, journalist, in conversations with the Soul London Project. So welcome to the set.
Thank you very much. So happy to be here.
Brilliant.
And to see you live here too. Okay, so I was invited to participate in an exhibition called the Pot of Hot Soup. So the exhibition is a combination of artists who works in various media, you know, to announce their works.
Are these artists from all over Africa or all over the world?
Nigeria.
Wow.
You know,
fantastic.
Articulating images of Nigerian art. You know, so the exhibition is still holding at the Brunei Gallery.
Fantastic.
SOAS in London, yes. SOAS, that is a SOAS School of London School, right?
Yeah.
University of London.
Yeah.
So it's still running till August.
Wow.
And the organizers were very articulate about it. They have been planning for it for the past 2 years. They have been to Nigeria and met with artists, came to my studio too, saw the way I work, and you know, because I've been in this for a very long time.
Of course.
So decided that I should be one of the artists to come and exhibit. I was so happy to be among people like Professor Jerry Buhari, Peju Alatche, Sokari Camp Douglas, a very big artist, Jelil Atiku, Professor Jimga Jimo, and the rest I could not remember their name now. So the exhibition is still running, and we did presentation of our works, talk about our works and politics in Nigeria. Okay. So that's it.
So before I move on to the questions, we've got this amazing piece of work here right in front of us called This is Lagos. So for anyone watching, I just want you to hold that thought in your mind, because at the end of the day, we will be telling you about how you might be able to own one of these amazing pieces of original artwork, limited edition signed by the artist himself. But before we talk about that, we're going to go and just get on with our conversations.
Okay.
So one of the questions I am keen to ask you is, what started you on this journey as a cartoonist, journalist, and artist?
Well, today I said I have to give thanks to God, because as a kid, I was just drawing everywhere, you know. When it started from the sand, somebody should, you know, come to our house, I will draw the bicycle, the person came with, or motorcycle on the sand, you know, to primary school, started drawing on my books here and there, on the wall. You know, I like seeing things, you know, drawings in books. So when I see that, I say, oh, somebody did this. This is interesting. So I can also do the same thing. When I go to the market in our place, in my village, I see these roadside artists. I am fascinated with their drawings, so I will keep watching them and doing the same thing at home. Well, my father knew that I was interested in this thing, but he wasn't seriously encouraging me. But I took it up that let me be doing it, you know, because although I've never heard about successful artists when I was a kid, I mean, like, I didn't read much about them. Anyway, I continued till I entered secondary school. And still the talent was still in me, drawing, you know, being an artist, being a cartoonist with the editorial, the school editorial board. So the teachers were so fascinated, said this young man can go places. And I knew myself that if I continue, probably I will become somebody tomorrow, you know, popular. I wanted to be popular because I was seeing cartoons in the newspapers, and I was writing down their names. People like Josiah Jiboye, Kenya Damson, Dr. Boyega. Have I mentioned Benro? There are a lot of them. So I was seeing what they were doing in the newspapers. That time I was almost passing out of secondary school, and I took it upon me that I want to start drawing the newspapers when I finished school. I had my school certificate, and the first place was newspaper owned by Dr. K. Ombadiwe in Aba.
Wow.
You know, they asked for cartoonists and the other journalists for a new newspaper.
Yeah.
And I applied. So I was 17 years.
Wow.
I went there and, you know, they invited me for interview. Seeing me very young, they said, are you sure you can work in a newspaper? But they gave me a test to draw the general manager, just a sketch of the general manager.
Yeah.
I did it under 2 or 3 minutes. And they finally granted me the job.
Yeah.
I was lucky to meet a very brilliant man, Maziosi Onwuzroha, a graduate of Nsukka.
Wow.
I had a first class from UNN, so I had to work under him.
Wow.
He was so helpful, and the journey continued. I published my first cartoon. I couldn't sleep. I was so happy. I slept with the newspaper for years. My father now saw it. I said, oh, so since you can do this, why don't you work hard to enter higher institution so that you'll be able to improve on your... And that was how I started. And then I went to Yaba Tech. I mean, I came to Lagos and got a job first with Vanguard newspapers and enrolled in Yaba College of Technology. And that was how most of the publishers discovered my talent, especially Muyiwa Detiba, the publisher of Prime People. He saw what I was doing, because at a time, the major cartoonists in Vanguard newspapers did not give me the privilege, the chance to be publishing my cartoons there. They were big boys already. So they were big boys. So they were not really encouraging me. I have to be frank with you. But I met Ndoke Rabo, editor of what do you call it, Garden Express, an evening newspaper. Introduced a very beautiful serial cartoon called Sofaman. So, and the man said, he said, oh, we don't have money, too much money to be paying part-timers, but we can use your cartoon, but we'll give you 200 naira a month. I said, no problem. Then let my name be coming out. Let it be known that I'm doing something. So that particular cartoon, you know, gave me the privilege to know other publishers who wanted to use my. Then that's when Muyiwa Detiba now came in and said, okay, let's go and start Prime People. And become the cartoon editor. From there, other Wala Denuga of Ikebe Super came pushing, come and work with me. I made sure I was using humor as a weapon. Well, most of my cartoons I infuse humor. A lot of humor, no matter how serious the issue is, I must put humor so that when you read, while you are, you know, digesting the seriousness of the cartoon, you're also laughing. So that was how everybody now say Ohams, and I continued with the name from one paper, and I did not degenerate, because in this type of something, this type of profession, you have to improve daily, read a lot of papers, make an impact. At the end of the day, awards started coming. I won the Nigerian Media Merit Award, Best Cartoonist. The Diamond Award for Editorial Cartoonist of the Year. Wole Soyinka Investigative Journalism of the Journalism Award. Then BBC, because at the time, British Broadcasting in collaboration with one agency in Nigeria did a training for cartoonists, because that time we have not gone digital. So they now came to train us on Photoshop. They brought in a professional, Bill McCutcheon from Scotland. So he came to Nigeria to train cartoonists on Photoshop and digital media. So that was how we did training for 2 weeks. Then he came again for 2 weeks. And at the end of the day, I became the best in that workshop. And I was given prizes and all that. So from that time, it's been a long journey. Thank God for mercies and everything.
That's been a brilliant journey. I mean, that's quite impressive on your CV. So that follows on that, you know, you pretty much said it, but it's nice to know that. Is it possible to make a career for maybe young people listening out there, especially from back home? You know, is it possible to make a career from your profession?
Why not? Well, like I told you, when we started this thing, I didn't know it's going to be a lifetime profession for me. I thought I would drop it by the side and just my first painting. Or,
Yeah.
But I discovered that people, you have to make statements.
Yeah.
Cartoons make a lot of, especially editorial cartoons. They make a wide, range of statements. Statements that somebody can write a whole newspaper, but with a cartoon, you can, deliver the same message. So I believe I'm using it to talk to the society, do my own criticism on government activities and policies. So that is it. So you can make a profession out of it. I mean, a living out of the profession. Because what I want to tell the young ones, because most of them don't believe that all this can give you. They want quick money. They don't want to do trade. They don't want to use their talent. Most of them are talented. But now that there's digital art, I mean, you can go digital. There's there's
Adobe, Photoshop,
exactly, Photoshop, all these things. You can get yourself involved with animation. You can draw through the system, the computers, what do you call it, the tabs. So the talent there can give you a living. You can make a whole lot of money from that profession if you. I mean, not just...
It's commitment, though,
yes,
isn't
commitment. You have to be committed.
Yeah.
Consistency. And tomorrow, the sky will be your limit. So I encourage them, those who have the talent. Don't think doctors or lawyers are architects or accountants are the... You can be useful to the society through this profession. And you make a name out of it, and also a living. And that's it.
Wow. So what advice would you give other creatives who might want to walk in your footsteps? I know you've covered a bit of that, but just briefly.
The advice I would give them is to be just consistent. If you have that talent, be consistent, go to the school of art. Because cartoonists can, once you know how to draw and you have the sense of humor, you can be a good cartoonist. I want to tell you that it's not all artists that are cartoonists. But most cartoonists are artists. Most cartoonists are artists. Only if you read something else. Like, but most artists, not all artists are cartoonists. So you can combine both. You can, I paint. I do paintings, alongside cartoons. When it's time for painting, I paint. When it's time for cartooning, just that there are two different things, but the same in the same profession. Art covers the whole thing. So you can even do cartoons and use it as aesthetics for the wall. I mean, you can frame a good cartoon. People buy cartoons from me and put in their offices and homes.
Because obviously, I mean, when it's a nice piece of artwork, that makes you laugh. Because it's humor, and what they say about, things that make you laugh, it's almost like medicine to the body, really, when you see something that's funny. So really, I guess that means to be a cartoonist, you must have a good sense of humor. Definitely.
Most cartoonists have this sense of humor, depending on the way they use it. I see every cartoon I do. I see myself putting a humor inside it, no matter how critical, how serious the issue is. Because cartoon humor sells. Humor, relieves you, prolongs your life. A day without humor, laughter is not a day. It's not a good day. That is the truth.
Wow. That's a very profound saying, really. So what has been your journey as an artist? I know you did mention it a bit. But maybe if we talk about it from Yabatek.
Okay. Oh, really? I've been left school that time. I went back to real full-time work. And I was just working and getting salary, but I was also thinking of going international, trying to get exhibitions, especially in the area of cartoon, if I can see cartoon festivals. I was applying to cartoon festivals abroad, and from newspapers. There was a lot of newspapers then in Nigeria, and when we left Yabatek, so pushing, they will just invite you, come over and join us. But with the advent of with the economy going down gradually, newspapers started having problems. So we were also thinking of how we can do our own publications as cartoonists. I remember I did a publication called Humor. You know, I tried my hands on it, but there were no funding. So I tried to look for people to fund it, investors, but Nigeria is just, until those who like you, who really believe in you seriously. But people just believe in buying and selling, especially my people, the Igbo people. They're buying and selling. They don't want to invest on things like that. So I stopped the publication. But from there, I moved from one place to another as a cartoonist. And then at the end of the day, I became cartoon editors of one newspaper or the other, making salaries, getting salaries and getting outside jobs and all that. So the journey has been very okay. I've attended the exhibitions of cartoons here and there. I've been to, I went to America on invitation by the Center for Cartoon Studies in Vermont to come and talk to their students on the area of cartooning in Africa. So I was there about 2012, and it was successful. Had a good discussion.
What were the kind of questions they asked? Because I'm sure they're probably thinking, whether we have that. And I don't want to take you too much into politics because I'm being very cautious, but in the area of the freedom of speech in Africa, because obviously here we have that freedom of speech where we could, if we don't like something, we say it. But when, from back home, you're very cautious, but at the same time, you still feel that you can diplomatically put your point across with humor and still get it across. So I'm sure those students might have asked you that kind of a question. That
they did. Because they asked what inspires you in your country. What are the things that you talk about? Back home there's no regular electricity, so it's a topic to work on. And there's no social amenities. So I told them these are the things that inspires the cartoonists. You work within your environment, the things that happen in your environment. And you have a duty to talk to the government through your cartoon. You need to you need to criticize, you need to tell them that these things need to be done. So I told them that they asked me a lot of questions, and I told them that the environment affects where you work. So I have a lot of works that dealt with issues like unemployment, power failure, education. Like now you have a ASU crisis. Students are at home. The government, the ASU is on strike and all that. So I told them what affects us, and they have their own things that affect their drawings, that they inspired them to do their own drawings. So they asked me a lot of questions, and we had a good. We had a good talk at Vermont. It's okay. So that's just amazing just to hear what you've been able to exchange, because at times we tend to think things are tough here, but when you hear the other side, because they also have their own challenges, and at times people tend to think it's easier in the Western world. But actually, they have their own set of challenges, just like we have our own. We have a lot of challenges. So there are a lot of things for Nigerian cartoonists to work on. There are a lot of topics. Sometimes you wake up in the morning, you see 7 or 8 ideas on your head. I jot them down, but maybe I'll just have headache. Which one do I work on first? As you're working on that, another one is showing, coming up to your mind again. So there are a lot of topics.
So you've got a lot of material, really,
a lot of materials to work with. A lot of things to work on. So the Nigerian cartoonists are one of the cartoonists in Nigeria. One of the, they are one of the best in the world. They are doing well. We have a very notable cartoonists in Nigeria. Those who are really doing well in their profession, and even though we are not being encouraged very well, the newspapers are dwindling. The economy is dwindling. Newspapers are folding up, salaries are not regular, and a lot of things are affecting the profession. But we must move on, and we should also, discover areas we can, make our living. And promote our works.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we are having such people are coming up to that level.
Okay, so that also follows on. I mean, I remember when we were at school as art students, one of our problems was always trying to find where we could get art materials from, because it was always, I remember at one point there was this art supplier called Yagil. I don't even know if they still exist.
No,
now.
it's no more there. The economy, because maybe the raw materials and the importation process and all that, it's no more. Because we were using it. It was helping us a lot.
Yeah.
So now you have to depend on foreign materials. Yes.
Wow.
So it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's really a problem for especially painters and sculptors.
Yeah.
But the cartoonist can always find his way out. You know, using your pen, the
and
brush.
using a computer too. Now that you've gone digital, it makes life a bit more easier for you.
I have a small place in Lagos where I train young people.
What's the name of that place?
The Brush Cartoon and Animation Center, established 2017.
Okay, so tell us more about the Brush.
Well,
studio.
the Brush was conceived because having worked in the media houses for long, you know, I felt there's time to give out to the society, to the young ones, you know, who have been writing me emails, text messages, because I have my number in my cartoons. Some parents call me, can you help us train this? Is there any way? I said, okay, let me put myself together and set up a little outfit where I can also help the younger ones. And I did some research and, you know, just came up with that idea that I should come up, should establish a little place. I did, 2017. And with the help of other cartoonists like Mike Asoko, we were able to set it up, and the response was encouraging. Children were coming on their vacation until the COVID that actually disrupted so many things. So we are doing probably online classes, which I want to improve on when I have all the gadgets. So I'm still looking for funding to improve on that place. But the Brush has come to stay. If you Google it, you see things we do. You know, sometimes we have cartoonists meeting there. We have a Cartoonist Association of Nigeria Qatar meeting. We have it there, discuss our things in that center. And, you know, with the advent of social media, you know, spreading the information to people that there's a center like this. So it's encouraging. It's been I think I will continue.
Of course.
And then I have a yearly cartoon competition. For young people in
secondary school?
Secondary and tertiary institution. I've done it 2 times now, and I got sponsors. You know, you know, as I'm the representative of a Cartoonist Rights Network International in West Africa. So the main body supported the competition last year, and some Nigerian bodies are also helping me out in the competition. I've done the first one. The effects of COVID-19 in the society, and winners came up, and I gave them prizes. Then the second one was last year. The impact of the effects of drug abuse in the society, and we were supported by some organizations. So I thank God that I'm doing that. So now all those cartoonists, I set up panel of judges that include cartoonists, professors, and medical practitioners somehow. So they help in the
to judge.
To bring out the winners, and I have good artists from that competition now. Those are encouraged to greater heights.
Well, that's congratulations on that, because that's quite a fantastic
thank you.
achievement. You know, especially again, it's very encouraging for the younger generation and those that are in the creative field to not just draw, that there's a little kind of reward for them at the end of the day in terms of them having that competition. When you did it, like how many people took part? Was it like you had like 100 submissions or?
Yeah, the first one recorded a massive response. One, because there was COVID lockdown.
So people had
So
time.
a lot of people were reading, going to this media, you know, to Facebook, to social media to see what was going on. It was very well responded to, and I gave them enough time to. I had some participants. Wow. The second one too, but the first one was higher. So I think I have to do more work. I have to, put
spread
more
the
effort.
Word.
Yes, spread the information. If
So are you going to do it again this year?
Yes. Once I go home now to Nigeria, I'm going to do the third edition of the competition. I need more sponsors.
Okay.
The Professional Cartoonist Organization of UK also gave me support in the last one. Their way, they saw it. And then there's this group, I don't even remember their name, it's a group of cartoonists all over the world working on projects on freedom of press. And we had a visual meeting, and I was involved. They said also they are going to, support
also
me
sponsor
in future competitions. I think we're going to have a meeting in France. Very soon. I'm just waiting for the final dates.
And this is me being a bit curious here, but what were the prizes that they won the first time?
The first one, the first prize winner go home with 150,000.
Wow.
Yeah. The second prize winner 100,000. Wow. And the third is 50,000.
Wow, that's
then,
a lot.
There were consolation prizes of 10,000.
Yeah.
But because I didn't get enough funding in the second one, so the first prize went home with 100,000.
Still
second
a lot.
is 75, and the third is 50.
Yeah.
So it's just difficult getting funding, but I'm appealing to whoever is listening to me now.
Yeah.
So please, this competition is for younger people, and there's no bias there.
Yeah.
The first one I did, the winner was a Yoruba guy. It doesn't matter to me where you come from.
Of course.
Just to encourage everybody.
Yeah.
Even
it's a talent.
The second competition, the same thing. Once you are judged the winner, you are the winner.
Yeah.
There's no bias. There's no manipulation.
Yeah.
So it's purely your talent and the message in your entry. And we judge from your entry. So I need more support.
Of course. So anyone
I hope
out
people
there
are going to help me here to get more.
Well, listen, we will do our little part, and especially when the competition's out.
Yeah.
So the little contacts that I have, we will definitely drum up that. And as you know, I recently.
Oh, that would be great. That would be great.
Yeah,
that would be great. Yeah.
So
I appreciate
I've
that.
got my roots back there too, and
it's okay.
whatever we can do to support. But I'm happy that people are joining from all over and they're listening to this. So hopefully, we'll be able to drum up some good support for you there.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah, because it's a fantastic thing. I think you're
honestly,
doing,
because,
and especially for students. And I know what it was like when we were students.
Yeah.
And even final year projects, we couldn't even finish. If we did finish, it was like it was a struggle because we just didn't have the funds to do it.
I mean, because even as we are talking, some younger ones are interested in this profession. So how do you encourage them? Setting up things like this. Yeah. There's these two boys in a public secondary school. Each time they close from school, my center is near to their school. They will go to my studio, to my center, and say, Oga, see what we did today. This drawing, and I will keep encouraging them, give them free sketch pad or pencil or brush or whatever. Go and help yourself. Yeah. So, and let me see what you've done with it, and I give them assignments, and they come with it. They come with good pictures. Some of them are now interested in studying cartooning, fine art in schools. So I think I'll be very happy if I get funding. Yeah, more funding.
I'm sure you will.
Oh, okay.
I'm very sure. I think after today, people seeing what you've done and the impact you've made on people's lives. As you know, I'm very much into that same line of thought because again, I went back home and impacted a school, and it would be lovely to be able to say,
great. Really?
So we went.
Did some
we took some art materials down
great,
and impacted some schools. It was a secondary school, so I think it's so important because some of the works that I saw were so advanced.
Oh, really?
That I just thought. In Nigeria, we're just so talented. I mean on all levels,
even if
we're
you
very
can go
gifted.
to schools and pick talented ones among them, but most of them don't have encouragement. Yeah. Nobody encourages them, even the parents. So why are you drawing here? Why don't you want to be a doctor? Why don't you want to be an engineer and all that?
I know.
You can make a profession out of this.
Yeah. But what would you say to parents who do not realize the future that holds, because I believe strongly, and for someone who's had to walk that road, that when you see a child with talent, as far as I'm concerned, that child's destiny is already very viable.
Exactly.
Because it's a gift from God. That's the way how I see it. So if you're naturally talented, it just makes sense for you to go down that route and become that thing. Because, you know, any child that is very gifted will become great. So what advice would you give to parents who are so particular? Because one of my philosophies is we had generations upon generations upon generations of people who have studied doctorate, masters, it has not necessarily, it has made them, you know, become successful. Yeah. It has not always made them millionaires.
Exactly.
And then they're still doing something that not necessarily they're fully happy with. And I've met people who are older than me that are still saying, I really wanted to be an artist, but my parents would not have supported it.
Yes.
So what advice would you give to parents, especially Nigerian parents or African parents that are so particular about this academic route? What advice would you give?
I think
if their children are talented?
Just try to know their children, monitor them, and know the talents in them. Yeah. You know, just try to know what this chap is interested in. You know, if he's always, you know, trying to do crafts and things like that, try to know the kind of, just encourage him, get him some materials, some things, and then alongside his education, just try to know what he's interested in. Because when you ask them, they hardly say, I want to be an artist or that. Just find out if that one is interested in drawing. Yeah. He's interested in craft. He's interested in, you know, building some things like toys. Yeah. So from there, you will know exactly what you want to study in future. That will help him a lot, or her. It will help him or her a lot, so that at the end of the day, you won't have problem pushing him. Because some people, I know some parents who force their children to go and read medicine. At the end of the day, you now hand over the certificate to you, and first whatever he's interested in, his talent, you know, first what God has given, God-given talent. So I'm advising that parents should please take a look at the curriculum of what they do in school. Yeah. Study what your child is interested in. Yeah. And give him the encouragement, full encouragement. Yeah. Because that might be his, you know, that might be his area of success in life. So it wouldn't be, you know. So that's what I'm saying. You should encourage them. Children should seriously be encouraged by their parents. Just watch out and know exactly their talents. Yeah. And that's it.
I think, again, one of the things that I've realized also is, we'll just wait for that too. Yeah. One of the things I realized when we were in art school, there were only like certain aspects of art. So it was either painting, textiles, sculpture, ceramics. But now, due to technology, art has become so wide. Yes. So now you have product design. Yes.
Animation.
You have animation. Yes. You have situations where you're now having people in the medical profession who studied anatomy, who have to be very good artists to be cosmetic surgeons. So you realize that art is so vast, and the professional sort of landscape is much more wider. There are more opportunities.
Yes, more opportunities now than when we were in school.
Because, like, you know, we were just like 4 or 5 things that we could do. But one of the things that I notice, Yaba Tech for me is like the way how Oxford or Cambridge University is in the UK. Okay. So Cambridge and Oxford University, their model for training is that you, no matter what you study, you can become, that degree allows you to become anything, because the training is so versatile that you could say you studied art history in Oxford or Cambridge University, but you can actually evolve and become a journalist.
Definitely.
And I found out that with Yaba Tech training that I had and you've had, because a lot of people ask me, what did you major in? And I say, well, I majored in fine art. I came back to England, I did fashion. but I'm a multidisciplinary artist.
That
I
is.
pretty much can turn my hands
Okay.
to anything that is very creative. So, you know, I give credit really to that amazing institute that we went to, because it put us on an international platform.
Honestly, the training we
the
had
training
there really gave us
was,
the, you know, gave us a standing.
and the confidence really
Seriously.
to,
Yeah.
you know, to stand on an international platform and actually do
Excel.
what we do and excel, you know. Another question I wanted to ask is, what are your future plans in Nigeria and maybe internationally?
Oh, a lot of things on my mind. I'm working on certain projects. I've launched 2 books before, The Impact of Serious Humor and Ohams Brush. You know, Ohams Brush, that's another book I did. And I want to also do another edition when I'm 60. I'm approaching 60 very soon.
You don't look it.
I'm approaching 60 soon, and by the grace of God, I'm going to have an exhibition of cartoons and a book alongside.
Okay.
But I would also like to do that outside the country. After Nigeria, I would still do it outside the country.
Yeah.
So my plan now is to be taking, you know, get across to other countries and get my works exposed.
Yeah.
Because you can't just put yourself in that, lock yourself up in one place.
Yeah.
Now, having gotten about 2 graduates in my house, my first son just graduated as a medical doctor. Yeah. So I need to, he said he's going to encourage me, set up a big he said he's going to encourage me, set up a big studio for me. Daddy, this is what you used to train us, so I'm going to do it for you. And I pray, and I pray for him to, you know, get to that extent.
So have you got any children that are following in the creative?
Yeah, well, the doctor I told you is a web designer.
Yeah.
He designed, he's known in the school, he designed the school, all these flyers for the medical students.
Okay.
He has been doing a web design for some people when he's free. You know, the medical, this thing is so tight, but he finds a little time to do some arts-related jobs. He draws and he watches me most of the time. Then I have the last born, who is also the best fine art student in their school, in the secondary school. That one, I don't know what she wants to be, whatever, but she's an all-rounder, probably want to be something else, but I'm encouraging her to read fine art. Yeah. So she's still considering it. Because probably they think there's not too much money in this profession, but for me, I'm satisfied. Yeah. So I'm satisfied, honestly. Yeah. You know, the extent I've gone. Yeah. So I have plans of exhibiting here and then improving on the center, the Broad Center. Yeah. In fact, I want to make it a big one if I see the funding. So
where's the Brush Center? So for anyone who is abroad and they travel to Nigeria and they'd love to come and meet the artist himself, where is the Brush Center? It's
in Okota in Oloyede, but it's always on the social media. Yeah. If you Google, you see the address. People have been visiting I have a page for it on Facebook. I've not really launched it big, especially on Instagram, but the page is there on Facebook and other platforms. But people are really visiting the site, they see what we are doing there. Yeah. But we are planning to improve on the outfit as soon as possible. I'm involving some cartoonists, especially one of my good friend, Mike Asoko. I want to involve him so that 2 of us will be having serious training each time of the year. Each time of the year, we can go out to any state, because we are being invited now by state governments to come and train young people.
Of course.
I had an invitation for coming here to come and train the youths in Imo State. If not for the security problem, I would have gone there and come to London for this exhibition. But I'm still on hold because I'm watching the political scape in Nigeria. So once we get a right and successful election next year, things will improve. I think so. And I'm praying for the country to have such a successful election.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So that follows on to my almost last question, because we're still going to talk about This is Lagos, because this is the part that I'm so excited about. So what motivated you to do
This is Lagos.
This is Lagos. I mean, there's so much humor there, you know, there's so much going on there.
Having lived in Lagos, I don't know, the part of my life, you know, is in Lagos. I came into Lagos the 80s. So, having lived in Lagos for that long, I believe I have to document the happiness, the Lagos itself. There's a lot of things happening in Lagos, and every day you see them happening. So I felt I need to document this in various parts.
Yeah.
I couldn't put all in this particular.
Of course.
So I have part 2 of it.
Yeah.
I even have planned to do up to part 10.
Of course.
Of different things.
I think the story of Lagos can never end.
It can never end.
Because you see so much drama.
Yes.
You know, you go to the market, there's something going on.
Yeah.
NEPA takes the light, something's going, NEPA brings back the light.
It's so much for so much cry, so much agony, so much. Some people are happy, some people are angry, some people, there are a lot of activities here and there. In your neighborhood, you wake up in the morning, see 2 people fighting and all that. Then on the road, Okada, you know, so a lot of activities. And I said, okay, let me document this thing in various stages. At the end of the day, when I'm up to 10 parts of it, I will now put it up as either a book or a magazine. You know,
I think you should do all, really, because I think, as we were discussing, that to have an exhibition like this, it's lovely for... One of the things Nigerians are known for is our sense of humor.
Definitely.
And when I sort of look at the words of Fela, the famous musician Fela, he said suffering and smiling.
That is Lagos.
And that is Lagos. That really sums up Lagos, you know, that people can go through so much, but despite, we're such a resilient race of people, that despite all the things we go through, we can still, you know, we suffer, but we're smiling through it all. And, you know, people, even when they don't have, one thing I love about being Nigerian is even with the little, even with the suffering, we will still share the little we have
I'm telling
with
you.
someone else.
Exactly.
And, you know, when I look at this work, I mean, just from a creative point of view as an artist, and, you know, and when I first saw it, you know, the first thing I said, look, you've got to do an exhibit, you've got to do part 1, 2, 3, 4. Because,
you know what funny thing? When I did this first part, this is Lagos part 1, I printed one of it in a canvas, on a canvas, and hung on my studio. So people come in, when they come in, say, oh boy, in fact, if there's anything they've come to do and they were in a hurry, once they see this particular, the person who is lost, you'll be smiling. I said, what's making you smile? He said, that this work, who did this? I said, not me, I'm the artist. So people were asking me, how are you going to market it? Everybody want to have this in his office.
Everyone.
So one man offered to buy the rights, copyright. And but he didn't say anything good about it. I mean, the price wasn't encouraging, and I don't want to sell my original work.
That's it. I think personally, as an artist, you should hold on to your original copyright.
Definitely. So he came, you know, with a bogus offer. This, I said no. Let me hold on until I make up to 10 of it. But now we can go on print. For those who want to have a copy of it, the printed edition is still coming up. We're doing it so they can have access and write. They can email me at thebroadcenter@gmail.com. And then you have some copies in London. I have some in Nigeria, and we'll be able to take it up to other countries. So, I mean, I give away prizes. Limited edition. I will sign them by myself after the printing. You know, I will sign them. And then they can have the copies if they ask for it.
And I think the beauty about this is the fact that if anyone gets because this is the very first one of many.
This is the first one.
So it's just like when you have famous authors and they say this is the first edition.
Exactly.
So anybody who gets the first edition of this signed, even as a copy, you know, they're sitting on gold, basically, because this is the future.
This is the future.
And the way how art is going nowadays within the world. Most people know that they can't buy Picassos anymore because everyone sat on them and they're using them as investment portfolios.
Exactly.
But the world has now switched to Africa. So you've got Bruce Onabrakpeya, you know, the Kolade Oshinowas,
Yes.
you know, all those famous artists, you know,
Yes.
that Yusuf Grillo, you know, and the more modern day ones,
Exactly.
you know, that are now become very hot property.
Yes.
And I think of recent, was it Sotheby's or Christie's, sold, was it a Bruce Onabrakpeya for millions?
Yes, I heard
So,
about
you know, this is you. And people need to watch this space.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you want to have the print of this, you can also just email me, and it's good you have it now because it's going to be have second part, the third part, and they'll be released simultaneously. You know, maybe every 6 months or whatever. So whoever wants to get a copy of the print, limited edition signed by me. It's okay. Okay,
so we're saying out there for anyone who wants to buy this limited edition. Now I've got a little copy here. This is on an A4, so this gives you an idea. He's actually printing it on A3 sheets.
Exactly.
So they will be available, and we'll put that into the links for YouTube and Facebook Live once we've finished. Again, he can get it on his website. We'll also put some other emails where you can get it. So if you are interested in it, all the information will be in the links for where you can buy this amazing, amazing, amazing piece of artwork. Wow, so it's been really
honestly
great, you know.
Meeting you here, man, so happy to.
After how many years?
We left school, you know, we've not seen each other. You know,
since 1990.
Yeah, 1990. You know.
So, I mean, I went off, did my youth service in Abuja. Where did you do your youth service?
I served in Ogun State. While working with prime people, they didn't let me go far away. So I was shuttling Lagos and Ogun State. And it's a good thing that we met again.
Wow. Wow. Because we've been connecting on Facebook. We never lost touch.
But I told myself that once I'm in London, I'll look for you.
as the first lady of our class.
Lady. I'm the only lady.
I was the only girl in my set.
Nice to see you, honestly.
Wow,
I'm so happy,
it's been an amazing
interview. You know, I've been able to meet some of our old boys here. Femi Adetunji yesterday took me out. He even got me some materials, you know.
Fantastic.
And Tayo Fatunla, I'm supposed to see him before I go. And some other artists who are here, if I have access to them, I will get to see them.
Wow.
You know,
so it's been a very good time for you coming to England.
Honestly,
and you came at a time when the weather was good.
So good.
Despite COVID.
But you know, I'm also drawing cartoons, sending to my office in Lagos. You know.
I think as a creative, you never stop working in a sense. And the good thing about the skills and with the digital era is you can work from anywhere and just scan it or, you know, and send it to where it needs to go, and that's it.
So easy, you know.
So easy.
So especially with the new the technology, you know. Yesterday we went to Apple and saw new set of tabs. You can draw with without hassles. You just use this draw, put color and everything, and send to your office and do whatever, sign an agreement with a customer, you do everything.
And it just makes life easy for you.
So easy. So we are going to get there.
We will. We will. Wow. So for anyone out there watching again who would love to buy This Is Lagos, please place your orders. You can either email me on the soulondonproject@gmail.com or Albert, they can...
The Brush Center.
The Brush Center.
And do that quick because we have limited edition.
Limited editions are going to be signed.
Yes, signed.
Because while he's here. So, you know, these are going to be shipped out internationally all over the world. So please do not miss this opportunity. They're going to be prints, but they will be signed prints. So that's very different from when you buy a print with a signature on it. This will be his original signature. So it's going to sit down. We aimed 100, but we might just increase it to 200 prints, limited editions, and that's it. And they will all be numbered. So, you know, in 20 years' time, as they do with Picasso, and they go, right, he only printed 200 limited editions. And that was it. Signed. That's it. You can't get any more
Yes,
after that.
Definitely.
So
it's your chance to have
It's your
a copy.
chance. And when you email us, we'll let you know how much it is and where you can get them to buy. Okay?
Wherever you are, it's going to reach you. No problem about that.
Yes. So your last words to everyone before we call it a wrap.
I just want to thank Professor Charles Gore and Professor Paula Carlos for also bringing me here for this exhibition for the pot of hot soup. Because without that sponsorship, I wouldn't have been here. And,
how long is the exhibition going on?
The exhibition is until August.
August, okay. Wow.
Yeah. And so that's the Brunei Gallery.
Wow.
So, and I want to thank all of you around me who have been, since I came, you have just been taking care of me, especially taking care of me. So I want everybody, my friends, I'm here, encourage me to get this copy so that we can do more and train the young ones I'm talking about. Yeah. From all these resources I'm getting around, just to improve on my center. Yeah. So that tomorrow will be better for the younger ones.
Yeah. Wow. So thank you so much for joining us live, and I think this will still be shown on YouTube through J Bright Media Studios. So thank you everyone that's joined us today, and we're going to keep on talking about our good old days while we leave you guys to just reminisce. You know, send messages via YouTube, Facebook Live.
Exactly.
And you know, where we can get back to you, we definitely will get back to you. But like I said, we are doing limited editions of This Is Lagos. And hopefully, maybe when you are in Lagos, we will send out information when he is going to do the actual exhibition itself.
Exactly.
And he's got so many amazing things in store. And I'm sure this will not be the last time that we will be interviewing him and talking to him. But we've been so privileged today to have you in person and not on Zoom, but in person. So this has been a privilege.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So bye for now, and lots of love from the Soul London Project, J Bright Media Studios, and from famous artist Albert Ohams himself.
If you say it too.